Okay, I'm just going to do an informal voiceover. So, because Hamilton had previously had some rear end tenderness, I decided to start after my initial strokes with just putting some heat on his lower end. I had seen a little bit of a twitch when I went over it, and he seemed to tolerate this well, and then allowed me to move into further strokes afterwards. Here, I'm just trying some different touches, keeping both hands, being really light and intentional at this point, feeling his chest, and he really seems to be enjoying it. I started to do a little bit of feeling for the fascia, and he seemed to really like that little movement. And he laid down whenever I started with some compression. I continued regular stroking here, and it was nice and slow. Went all the way down to the tip of his tail, which he didn't seem to mind, and then did some more fascia manipulation on his lower half, and alternating, of course, with just stroking. He seemed to really enjoy this process and responded well to compression as well. Here, I'm working on his other side. Of course, he's leaned on one side, do a little compression on his shoulder muscles, the big muscle groups, a little rub to the bridge of his nose. So yeah, I'm trying to do more of the manipulation on the kind of larger muscle groups, and he seemed to respond well to that. Later on, I actually did his other side when he was standing up, because he wouldn't lay back down, but he really enjoyed the neck rubs and went into a full settle. I threw in a little bit of just kind of range of motion check here and a little bit of a stretch, and he seemed to like that. Trying some of the friction and fascia manipulation here. Again, just paying attention to those larger muscle groups that seem to be slightly tighter. I assume because they're larger muscle groups. Just kind of, learning my way around him and kind of doing this for the first time and just seeing how it feels and what I feel and what I observe. Trying to keep both hands on him at all times. And then a little bit of compression for his legs here. Again, yeah, like you've seen how tender he was back there, and he's letting me do a lot more touching and manipulating. Just some sweet face strokes. He didn't like the face stroking overly, so I just did a little bit here and there. Here we go. I tried to get him up to lay back down on the bed, and he's like, "I'll just stand for this, Mom." So yeah, he does the big dog lean, as I call it. He leaned into me, and so I just was like, "Okay, we'll do it standing up." He eventually sat down, and I finished on the floor, just kind of going at his own pace. No real areas of extreme tenderness or anything today. It was very encouraging. You can see he's very relaxed. Anyway, then I decided to try it with May, who I haven't tried massage with before. After a general assessment, I just started with some very slow strokes, and she was like, "Hey, Mom, you woke me up. Like, what are you doing?" And then she was like, "Oh, this feels really nice." And being a collie with a really long snoot, she loves having her face touched. So she just kind of stretched out into that. And then I did some really slow strokes, a little bit of compression with her larger muscle groups and fascia manipulation. She just melted right into it. She's got very different fur than Hamilton. It's easy to push my fingers back and forth in the different directions, and she seemed to enjoy it. You can see her doing a nice big stretch there, nice big natural stretch. Again, she loves the head touches. And oh yeah, the neck rub was very popular with both of them. Little bit of friction in the larger muscle group areas, the shoulders and the back, the rear rather. Just kind of feeling that out. I tried the other side, and I tried for a little consent check, and she gave me a shake. As soon as I started, though, pretty much, Hamilton came up and was extremely jealous and wanted to continue his turn. So there's Massage Life with a Puppy. We'll continue it another time.